Right next to me is a midsize 3-row SUV made by Chevy. This is the 2026 Chevy Traverse LT all-wheel drive, which is the base model. Now, just because it's the base model and relatively affordable, should you spend your hard-earned money on this vehicle or not? In this video, I'll be taking you through the ins and outs and doing a driving portion, and let's answer that question together. Is the 2026 Chevy Traverse worth it? Now, what are the trims and price ranges? Well, there's 4 different trims. The LT being the base, the Z71 being more off-roading version, the High Country Edition, then at the very top you have the RS trim. And the prices range from $40,800 all the way up to $55,400. And what's pretty cool is all-wheel drive is optional on the LT, the RS, and the High Country. But the Z71, since it's more of an off-roading vehicle, it is standard in all-wheel drive. So if you want to pay an extra $2,000 more for each of the trims, you can get all-wheel drive, but spend $2,000 less if you don't want to. The window sticker of this exact vehicle that I'll be reviewing comes out to be an MSRP of $42,800. Now, it does have one additional option on it. You don't have to have that if you don't want to, is the floor liner package for an extra $425, which comes with integrated cargo liner and all-weather floor liners. After those options and destination charge, it comes out to be a total price of $45,220. Thank you to Executive Chevy in Wallingford, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below. Let's dive right into it and start up the front. And up front you have LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, and LED turn signals. Your headlight piece is down here separate from your daytime running light and your turn signal. So this piece is white up here, but when you do the turn signal, it's going to turn orange. It's kind of cool how it switches from white to orange right in the fly. You have the Chevy bow tie right in the front so everyone knows you're driving a Chevy. So much airflow for that engine. I can stick my hand in up top here, down below, and even down below here. And speaking of airflow, there is little pockets on both the sides behind the headlights here that improve the aerodynamics of this vehicle. So these holes will take air through as you're driving and it'll come out right in front of the wheel here. The ground clearance of the LT, RS, and High Country come out to be 6.7 inches, but if you do get the Z71 trim, which is more of the off-roading vehicle, that'll be a ground clearance of 7.8 inches. Under the hood, this vehicle is powered by a 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, which is producing 328 horsepower and 326 foot-pounds of torque, all coming from a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. That's pretty surprising, to be totally honest. All that's going through an 8-speed automatic transmission, and all that power is going to all 4 wheels because this is all-wheel drive. But what's pretty cool is right on the fly with a push of a button, you can go from all-wheel drive to 2-wheel drive, back to all-wheel drive. And the miles per gallon is 20 in the city, 24 in the highway for a combined total of 21 miles to the gallon. The key fob is the typical Chevy key fob. You got black plastic, gold Chevy logo on the back, the silver trim off to the side, and then simple controls, lock, unlock, as well as, if I can zoom into there, double tap that and the trunk automatically opens up. So if you have something in your hand, you can go easily throw it in, double tap it again, and it should hopefully close itself automatically. As well as one more button, and that being your remote start. So once this fully shuts, hit the lock button, double tap that, and hopefully the vehicle should remote start. And there it goes. If your key fob dies, you still can get in your car using this physical key. Just come up to the driver's side door here, push this in, if I can kind of get it in, and then twist it and it'll lock and unlock the door. There is roof rails and no sunroof on the top of this vehicle. You can get a sunroof on the LT trim, but you do have to pay extra for that. The higher trims come standard with it. There is blind spot monitoring built in the mirrors and turn signals so people can see from a distance that you're turning. These are 18-inch alloy rims with all-season tires. You got black plastic cladding up top, so if it gets dirty, easily take a wipe and wash it away. Traverse badge right on the side so people know you're driving a Traverse, as well as buttons. So if you put your key fob in your pocket, come up here, hit this button, the door will lock, and if you want to unlock it, just hit it again and it unlocks. Now that is on all 4 doors. So even the rear doors, you can unlock it and lock it with the button. Open up the rear door and you're greeted to half plastic and half leatherette. Basically this whole entire top part here is leatherette up top where you rest your arm. It's not extremely squishy, but definitely more squishy than hard touch plastic. And down below it is hard touch plastic here, but that's fine because that's where you put your drink, snacks, gets dirty, wash it away. A speaker grill and a window control up top, as well as a grab handle and your door handle. Now, because this vehicle has 3 rows, there's captain's chairs, so it makes it very easy to climb through the back into the 3rd row. So I could just do this nice and simple. But if you don't want to, you could pull this lever, this glides up, and now you could easily climb through the back this way, so 2 different ways. Now the 2nd row seats can easily go back into place, just slide it back, push it down, and this is what it's automatically set to with the leg position. I'm 5'8" and not the tallest, so I'm about hitting it. You can move the seat forward and back, so let me move it all the way forward to show you what it is, and it'll give the second row passenger less leg room, but it's actually not bad even in the second row, and it gives this person a pretty decent amount more leg room. If I flip it over headroom wise, I got about, what, maybe 2-3 inches. Again, I'm 5'8", so under 6 feet tall, you should be fine in the third row for at least a little bit of time. Over 6 feet, you're gonna be cramped completely. You have a window in the back here. If I flip the camera over one more time, I have a USB-C cup holder and a little snack holder right there. These seats are all cloth. All the seats in this vehicle are the same cloth, so it's not like the third row is getting skimped out on anything. And they're nice and squishy, even the middle seat, and you have a little headrest that pops up as well. And also up top in the third row, you have light controls and a little AC vent, so you can position to exactly where you want to hit it. Now, some 3-row SUVs, you can take the middle seats out. The Traverse, you cannot, so these seats are permanently stuck right in the middle there. But what is pretty cool is if you want, push this lever over on the side, and you can push these seats completely down to make them flat. So now if you're sitting in the third row, you can spread out your legs to have it a leg rest. You probably want to put a towel or blanket there so you don't get the back dirty, but you could do the same for that, and everyone could spread their legs out. Now, the second row seats are the same cloth as the third row, so it's nice and squishy, comfortable. This is set all the way up here, and the legroom is still not bad in the second row. Headroom-wise, I got about a whole entire hand length, so 6 foot tall person can definitely fit in the second row. And if you even want more space, just hit this lever down here and push it all the way back, and you can crush the third row seat passengers. Now you do have your own AC vents up, your own light controls here, 2 little armrests on either side. The next armrest would be the door here itself, and your own AC controls. So the rear seat passengers can control what they want. Fan speed up and down right in the fly, the temperature exactly what they want, and it'll show on the digital screen that temperature. Also go to auto and mode to show where you exactly want to blast the AC. 4 car seats can fit in this vehicle, with 2 being in the second row. These have lower anchor points and top anchor points being in the backs of the seats here. But the third row only has 2 top anchor points, not lower points, which that just means you're gonna have to use the vehicle's seatbelt to secure the car seats on the bottom. Open up the front door, and it's pretty much an exact copy of the rear door, but just more controls. You have the leatherette up top, leatherette where you rest your arm, and hard touch plastic down below. And this storage pocket down here goes a little bit deep that way, so you can put an umbrella in there. Hold this button right here, and the trunk opens up, and you could also shut it from that button as well. So inside the driver's seat, you could do that. Forward controls, the driver is 1 touch down, 1 touch up. Your mirror controls, lock, unlock, door handle. Both these front seats are cloth bucket seats. They hold your booty and your back really nice, and it's like sturdy. The bolstering's pretty good. The driver is power operated controls with forward, back, tilt, lumbar, but sadly the passenger is manually operated. And both these seats are heated as well. Turn the vehicle on with a push to start, and you are greeted to a full digital gauge cluster that can be customized. So the first page right here is your miles per hour right in the center, your RPMs gauge, your engine temperature, your fuel gauge, and on the left side, you have your date, time, and on the right side is the music. But you can go through 4 different pages. So with this little tab on the right side of the steering wheel, and now you have your full entire Google Maps built into the gauge cluster here. So you don't have to always go look at the touchscreen, just look straight at the gauge cluster. If I want to go in here, I can go to Maps and set a destination. So let's say McDonald's, probably the closest place. So McDonald's in Wallingford is the closest. Hit start here, and that will send the information straight to this gauge cluster. And if you get out of it, it stays there. So it's pretty cool. As you're driving, you can just look straight and not have to look over to the screen. Hit this one more time, and now you have some of your safety settings. So this is for your adaptive cruise control, how close and how far you want to be to the vehicles in front of you. Hit that gap adjust, and that'll move up and down. I'll show off more of the safety settings when I get into it. Digital miles per hour over there, your RPMs gauge, and then a little simplified version of your Google Maps. So it's not the big screen, but at least you have a simplified version. Show over here who's seatbelted, who's not. So if the people in the back aren't seatbelted, you can go yell at them. Hit it one more time, and now you have a minimalist view. So if you're one of those people that don't like a lot of information, just have the miles per hour, and that's it. But there is still a little more, because you can change this side tab over on that side. So go to vehicle status in the touchscreen, and you can scroll through maintenance, gauges, and trip. And all of these tabs can be going straight to the gauge cluster here. So add it to driver display. You want the tire pressure right in the fly. You want your brake pad life, which that's really cool to have right on the fly there, as well as all other information, oil life, engine air filter life. You got gauges, transmission fluid, coolant temperature, oil pressure, battery voltage, and finally go to trip and you have trip information, fuel economy, and current trip, and those all can be just thrown right on the gauge cluster. The steering wheel is a thick boy. It is a thick leather wrap steering wheel, very comfortable to hold in the hands. You have paddle shifters on the back to change the gears manually because you do not have an actual gear shifter in this. You have a gear shifter column, I guess you can kind of say. So when you want to change the gears, push it up, forward to yourself to go neutral, forward and down to go to drive, forward and up to go into reverse. And then just hit this little button, P to park right there. It gets some taking used to, but it's pretty simple. On the right side of the steering wheel are some of your media controls. So voice commands right there, pick up or hang up a call, your heated steering wheel button right on the fly. That's to change the pages I showed you earlier. And then a music button, and use this little scroll wheel to change the radio stations. So if I want Sirius XM, hit it, or if I want FM radio, you can go right there, right on the fly. The left side is some of your safety settings. This has adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring over the side, forward collision warning, rear cross traffic alert, and you have a backup camera with moving trajectory lines, and it's a pretty clear camera. You want 2 different views, you got that, as well as backup sensors. I'm gonna try to do it right now. Hopefully I don't nail my tripod, but it will start to beep at me as I come close to this tripod and warn me, as well as vibrating my booty. I'm serious about that. This will have a vibrator built into the bottom of the chair here. So it'll say, hey, you're getting close to it. You definitely don't want to run into anything. Now, yes, you can turn off in the safety settings so you don't have it vibrating your booty and you just have it beeping at you. But I would say it is a pretty good setting because right now it just did it again. I'm noticing, okay, there's something behind me. I should stop. Instead of just beeping while you're listening to music, not really paying attention, your body can definitely tell there's something behind you. Now, speaking of turning off safety settings, you can turn off basically all the safety settings if you want to. Go to settings, vehicle, scroll down to, where is it? Collision and detection system. And there is where you can turn off the vibrating seat to the beeps, just if you want. Forward collision avoidance, turn off, turn on just alert and brake, as well as the front pedestrian braking, intersection collision braking, side bike list alert, lane change alert, and basically every single safety setting you can turn off if you don't want it beeping at you. Now the touchscreen is probably the craziest thing this vehicle has, because this is 17.7 inches. Keep in mind the rims of this Traverse are 18 inches, so your touchscreen is the same size as the rims of the car. It has wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, very easy, simple, and customizable, and extremely customizable. You have the Google Play Store built into here, so if you want, you can use Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, like I said, have your maps built in, your Spotify, but you could also download apps straight to this car using the Google Play Store. So right now, I automatically downloaded Amazon Music and Spotify. So you can just hit Spotify, log into your account, and it will get all your music right on the fly there. So you don't even need your phone. But it gets crazier, because what if you want to watch movies in your car? Well, you can. With HBO Max, Tubi, Peacock, Google Chrome, Prime Video, and as well as playing games in your vehicle. Now you can only do this while it's parked, but while it's parked and you're waiting for your kids to hop in the car or whatever you're doing, you can play games like Solitaire and watch HBO if you log into your account, which is pretty cool. It downloads straight to the car's touchscreen, so you don't need your phone at all. Now you also have vehicle status, which I showed you earlier, shows some maintenance and exactly the tire pressure of each wheel. Now you have trailing controls, so if you do trailering, this can tow up to 5,000 pounds. You have a light test in the back, so then hit that and it'll show if the lights in the trailer pop up, as well as a little checklist, which I kind of like. So see, is the hitch secured? Is the electrical system plugged in? And go through to make sure you're not going to damage anything. Now, if I go back to the home screen here, you have settings, climate controls, Wi-Fi hotspot, audio, Google Maps right there. It'll pull up the maps I showed you earlier. And then swipe it over to the side, you have phone controls and even more controls. So this is where you adjust the dome lights up top, on or off, power lock at windows, camera app, traction control on or off, auto high beam on or off, and then park assist. You can turn it off right on the fly there. Now you do have some settings up top here, some quick hotkeys. Go simple to home. You have a split view, so if you want Google Maps on one side and your Spotify over there, as well as being able to customize this. So if you want the normal car audio there, or if you want trip information, you can do what you want. The controls and safety pops back up there. Audio, so your Spotify, and then whatever audio you're playing, your Sirius XM, maps, and more phone controls. Now these apps on the screen can be customized. So if I always use the audio, I can drag and drop right at the top there. So that's the first thing selected. The volume knob on the side is pretty cool as well, because this can scroll up and down, but if you want to mute it right on the fly, just boop, hit that little hole right there and it mutes it. Now, everything I showed you from your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, customizing the home screen here, doing the Google Play Store, downloading your Spotify, can be customized to a profile. So my name's Matt. I already set a Matt profile here. So everything will be set to mine. So if you have a husband, wife, brother, sister that hop in this car, multiple people can have multiple profiles. So if you listen to Taylor Swift and you don't want people to know, you can have a profile set to yours. And if I'm not mistaken, put in a passcode, yep, so they cannot get into your vehicle. So if your significant other is trying to get into your vehicle to see if you do listen to Taylor Swift, you could put a PIN, pattern, or password, or even lock it with your phone. Below the touchscreen, there's physical AC controls and they're dual zone climate, so the driver can have their own climate and the passenger can. Fan speed up and down, as well as having two different ways also on the touchscreen to control it. So you have physical, but yet digital. So this bar right here is pretty simple. Up, down on the temperature corresponds to this dial here. So you can do two ways. This would turn the heated seats on or off. You have your AC controls, fan speed up and down, same controls that are down here. But there's even more an advanced version. If you want to go to climate, you could have different AC controls for the driver and the passenger. So if I want the driver, I want it to be up there and that's it. But I want the passenger just to have it at the feet. I can do that. So I can correspond and adjust to exactly where I want the AC and heat to go. This car does come with a wireless charging pad, a USB-C, a USB-A port, and 12-volt outlet to charge more devices. You do have two cup holders, a spot here to put some items, maybe your wallet if you want to. You have a leatherette armrest, which is nice and squishy. Open it up, you reveal a little storage pocket and even deeper storage there. And then I could, actually it's so deep I could fit my camera bag and multiple water bottles totally fine. And I almost forgot, but this car does have secret storage because the gear shifter is not in the middle here, it's up top by the wheel. You do have this whole entire extra bit here which connects to the other side. So if you want to throw a purse, some items and hide it for no one to know, it's perfect. To the left of the steering wheel, there's some hidden controls. You have your parking brake right there, mode, which will change from normal, sport, off-road, snow and ice, tow and haul. You have your all-wheel drive button, which will change from two-wheel drive to all-wheel drive right on the fly, and auto start-stop, as well as the brightness of the screen. The rear of the Traverse is pretty simple. You have LED taillights and LED turn signals in the back here, more of this Y shape that splits off to the side of the vehicle. The Chevy bow tie right in the back so people know exactly you're driving a Chevy, as well as Traverse all-wheel drive down here. But no trim badge over on the right side. You do have backup sensors that'll beep if you come close to objects on the road and or vibrate your booty like I told you inside the car. Again, you can switch to which one you want. Below that you have quad tip exhaust, two on each side there, and this little piece, you would see there's kind of a cutout, like a Lego piece. This could be unhooked with these little bottom screws that will reveal the tow hitch because this can tow up to 5,000 pounds. So pop this piece open and there you have your trailer hitch as well as your trailer control. So you can plug in a trailer straight through that. And then if you don't need to tow anything, just snap this back into place, hit the two screws down below. If I could do this right now, it's a little more complicated, especially with the camera rolling right now, but slap it there and no one will know that it even has a tow hitch. It looks pretty flush. Up above, you have a wiper blade in the back, a heated windscreen, so hit a button inside and it'll heat the back of the screen here, so for frost, ice, it'll get off, as well as a third LED brake light up top and a little roof spoiler. Now this is my favorite part of all my reviews, seeing if me, a 5'8" Matt, can fit in the back of the trunk. Hit the button right below the Chevy bow tie and that trunk automatically opens up. It takes a few seconds to get up there, but totally fine. And even with the third row up, I could fit my whole entire body in here. Totally fine, lay down if I want to. If you want even more space, pull this lever. If I could do this with one hand, that easily goes down. Oh, I'm pretty weak, so a kid could definitely do that easily. And now you have so much space here. I'll put up the exact dimensions of how much space it is with the third row up, then the second row down as well, because you can do that with the second row. Now you could do it two ways. You could push the seats up like this, or if you want to, climb through here. This is kind of difficult climbing through here, but hit this little lever, and that seat will go completely flat. So you can have a flat second row or more of a propped up second row and have this area completely flat as well. There's also some secret storage down below. Pull this lever, this opens up and it props up. So now you can hide some items in here, a book bag, a laptop, so no one will know it's there. And yes, there is a spare tire underneath this whole piece, but I don't know why Chevy did this, but it is a long process to sit here and unscrew all 4 of these bolts. So I unscrewed all the 4 bolts, and you thought the pain was over? No, not even close, because now you have to take this out. It's extremely hard with one hand, but even with 2 hands, popping this out is pretty difficult. Let's see if I can do it pretty quick, but let's see. You just finagle this all around, and yeah, take this whole entire piece out. And now down below that is where your spare tire is. So if you're on the side of the road and it's raining, just be prepared because it might be a little bit of a process. Taking out the 2026 Chevy Traverse LT out on the road, how does this vehicle feel? It feels calm and really nice. I'm hitting a bunch of potholes right now, and yes, I definitely do feel it, but it's fine to just go on with your day and drive normally. Now, suspension while turning though, this thing is pretty bubbly. It has a decent amount of body roll. You're in a higher up 3-row SUV, so it makes total sense. The total ride height is, or the height of the vehicle is 69.6 inches at the peak. And my ride height, I'm about maybe 3-4 inches below that, so about 65 inches. You can adjust the seat up or down depending on your driving style. It is calm though. You do hear a little bit of road noise, I will be honest with that. You turn on the AC, turn on the heat, the radio, you're really not gonna hear it. It's totally fine, especially if you have kids in the back. They're gonna be screaming and you're not gonna be paying attention to the road noise. 0 to 60 is 7 to 7.3 seconds, so you step on it, you definitely get kicked back in this car. There's a car in front of me, so I don't want to run into it, but it's pretty nice. The 328 horsepower engine does its job in this, and you can switch from all-wheel drive to front-wheel drive right on the fly as you're driving. So if you're going more off-roady, like in a gravel area, go all-wheel drive. Normal highway driving, go to front-wheel drive. Nice and simple. Overall, what do I think about this vehicle? I really like the Traverse. For the $40,000 price tag, Chevy offers a lot, and I mean a lot of features. Now, $40,000 isn't a cheap price of a vehicle, but it's one of the lower 3-row SUVs. The $30,000 to $40,000 range is really the lowest in the 3-row SUV classification. And then again, you can go up to $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 if you want to go for high-end luxury 3 rows. But Chevy offers a very good amount of stuff. Full LED headlights up front and the back, a ton of safety settings, a vibrating seat if you want that, a wireless charging pad, and so much tech settings up front. What other vehicle can you say that you could watch Amazon Video, you could watch HBO Max right on the touchscreen of your car? So if you're picking your kid up from school and you're waiting for a few minutes, just kick back, relax, turn on the heated seats, and watch some HBO Max. But the real question is, what do you think about the 2026 Chevy Traverse LT? And do you think it's worth the $42,000 or not? Be honest, let me know your opinion in the comments below. And please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to keep updated with more content. And a huge thank you to Executive Chevrolet in Wallingford, Connecticut for allowing me to use this vehicle for the day. Their information will be linked down in the description below.